Governor Martin, Strategic Planning and Academic and System Oversight Committee.
I'd like to call the committee to order. Have a roll call.
Roll call. Okay. Madam Parker? Mr. Barnes?
Here.
Ms. Duncan is not available, nor is Mrs. Basberg. Mr. Edwards? Dr. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Here.
Mr. Perez?
Here.
Mrs. Roberts?
Here.
Commissioner Smith?
Here.
Dr. Solano?
Here.
Mr. Stavros?
Here.
Mr. Temple is not on the line. Mr. Tripp?
Here.
And Ms. McDevitt?
Here.
Mr. Martin, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you.
Did you call my name?
I did, but I know you're still there. Thank you, Ms. Parker.
Okay, the minutes have been included in your packet for the June 18th meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? If so, I'd like to receive a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve the minutes for the June 18th meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now moving on to item 3 on the agenda. It's a request for limited access status for the Bachelor of Science program in Sports Management at Florida State University. In accordance with the Board of Regulations 8.013, Florida State University has requested limited access status for the newly implemented Bachelor of Science degree in Sports Management due to the limitations on the number of personnel, program budget, and classroom space available. You will remember that we approved FSU's PhD program in sports management in June as a part of their efforts to reorganize the College of Education and pull out the sports management program because they were no longer a good fit. If limited access approval is granted for this program, applicants who meet academic requirements will be ordered by the department based on overall GPA, and the top 100 students will be accepted into the sports management program. Board and university staff are available to respond to any questions on this item. Do we have someone from FSU here and also staff?
I'm here.
Okay. Are there any questions on this item?
Norman Tripp, I move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Because the limited access will need to be in effect for students starting August 24th, I would like to ask if we can have a motion to waive our policy of waiting until the next scheduled board meeting. It's been moved and seconded?
Second.
Okay. And we report, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And this will be reported out at our regular meeting. Now I'd like to move on to item number 4, a request for the State of Florida Institute Center status for the Florida Small Business Development Center Network hosted by the University of West Florida. Members, you may recall that in an earlier meeting, the board agreed to discontinue the designation of Type 1 centers for those research or service endeavors that were system-wide in nature and had participation by multiple SUS institutions. To that end, all entities formerly classified as Class 1 centers lost that designation, and the former Type 1 centers, as well as new entities, were invited to apply for a new status of the State of Florida centers. We now have the first such request before us in the form of Florida Small Business Development Center Network hosted by the University of West Florida. I'm going to ask Dr. Lamont to give us a quick update on this item. Dr. Lamont?
Members, very briefly, this center has been in existence since 1978 and is the connection, Florida's connection to a federally funded program. The total budget for the center with matching, one-to-one matching funds with federal is approximately $12 million. The status of State of Florida Center would allow this entity to have a a special disposition in regard to legislative budget request potentially coming before the Board of Governors, although it would require the approval of the Council of Academic Vice Presidents. So according the status of the State of Florida Center does not preclude any action on a future budget request. This request has been fully considered by the Council of Academic Vice Presidents and has its approval. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is there a motion? It's been moved. Is there a second? Second. It's been moved and second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. And would you also be willing to move this forward to today's agenda as well?
So moved.
Okay, have a motion moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so that will be an additional item that we will also report on at the regular meeting. In closing, for this particular committee meeting, at the June meeting, the board authorized staff to make technical changes in the State University System Academic Degree Program inventory in order to align it more with the federal reporting requirements for doctoral programs. Staff have informed me that the project has been completed and that one university decided to split an existing program into two different categories. The program split was curriculum and instructions at the University of Florida, who choose to classify the PhD program in research, doctoral, and education track and professional doctorate. The final system tally, once all doctorate and professional programs were classified under the new federal program, includes 29 professional degrees, 284 research doctorals, and 0 universities choosing the other doctorate category. On a related issue, over the next few months, the board and university staff will be engaged in converting the degree inventory into the new CIP 2010 edition in order to be prepared to meet federal reporting requirements that go into effect the summer of 2010. This process may result in some degree programs being reclassified into new CIP codes and more accurately reflect the curriculum and purpose, although it is unlikely that such aspect of this project would need to be addressed directly by this board. I wanted to make sure that you were aware of it should some issue be brought to your attention. This project also illustrates the type of routine nuts and bolts work the board and the university staff engage in so that the state university system can continue to be in compliance with state, federal laws, and our students can continue to qualify for financial assistance. Finally, with regard to new doctoral degree programs, you may remember that the regulations for the new degree approval establish a process whereby this board considers new doctoral degree proposals in June and December of each year. The time is drawing near for the issuance of such call for proposals to be considered at the December 2009 meeting. Staff has queried the universities to determine if any proposals are nearing the point where they might be submitted for approval. 2 universities have informed staff that doctoral proposals are in the process of making their way through the institutional approval process, but they anticipated that they will be submitted to the Board of Governors office in January for consideration in June of 2010. At this time, I'd like to ask there's a consensus among the members of the committee to postpone considerations of the doctoral degree programs that was originally scheduled for December of 2009 and instruct staff to issue a call for proposals in January for consideration for the June 2010 meeting. This does not really require any board action. I just want to make sure that everybody is on track and is aware of this process. Are there any concerns or issues anyone may have regarding this?
In the audience, anybody?
Is this holding anybody up, or there's some pending?
No, it's not holding anyone up, just based upon the query from staff. It appears that there's only 2 that may be going forward, but this is just kind of pushing it up. Right.
Okay.
Okay. With that, that concludes our committee meeting.